What up, what up? This is a superhero hub. I'm Sam.
And I'm Matt.
Tell him.
We're reviewing Legion.
I don't want to come off like a pervert.
Are you going to say, which one are you going to say is hot?
What do you mean, which one?
I assume you're picking between it's either the blonde or it's what's her face, Aubrey Plaza. If it's the blonde, I'm with you.
See, well, my observation first is when they went into, when it was like, oh, I want to kiss you, and they go into the Mind Palace, and she was wearing a white whatever, her high-waisted flex. She looks stunning, I ain't gonna lie. Whoever picked out that outfit, that was bang on point. She's nice, but my favourite is um
Spit it out.
the Cherokee girl, Native American girl.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. I was surprised at how good that bit was because normally it's quite cringy. Do you know where like the guys like, oh, you have to get like naked into the tub and then she pops out, and the kind of dialogue between normally that can be like real cringy and stuff like that, but it weren't too bad. Is that something you agree with?
Yeah, I thought the whole episode was good.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad this is back. I mean, put the because I do consider myself a fan of the CW stuff, most of it anyway. But it's no secret. I think, especially if you're going on with the reviews, I've become a bit jaded about them and how kind of similar they all are. I'm glad there's a comic book show that. I mean, I think it's good, but whether you do or not, you can certainly say it's unique.
Yeah. My primary praise is that it's still weird as fuck. Like this episode was crazy, and visually it's really good. And obviously it brings up the questions and stuff like that, like with the first season. You know what I mean? Because after the first couple of episodes of the first season, it kind of, you kind of had where you were going, so you were just waiting for the pieces to fall in place. And that's obviously how this season's going as well, to its credit. I was confused as fuck because, like, the first bit where you got Aubrey Plaza and him, like, tanning, those tans were sick, by the way. She looks real good tanned. um, and, like, so, I guess I don't really get what Lenny is in terms of like you could assume she was the manifestation of the Shadow King, but her and Oliver are trapped inside because it zooms out and then you see Amal Farouk sitting there,
Yeah,
and then he's trapped inside Oliver, and
yeah.
so it's like it.
I don't think that's confusing. I think
I don't know what she's about. That's my main thing. It's like who or what is she?
to me that, and again, we could. I mean, like I say, it's a little bit all over the place. Um, so we could be a mile off here. But what that said to me, something I wasn't sure of in the first season, is that she definitely was someone at some point, but then Farouk took her. Right, so then that whole zooming out thing and then zooming back into him was Farouk has taken them at some point in time and they're trapped within him. So that's the thing. There must have been a real Lenny at some point, whoever she was, and then Farouk took her, and then he moved on and took what's his name? The Australian guy or New Zealand?
Oliver.
Oliver, right. And then he took Oliver, but either way, they're still trapped inside him.
Mm. Yeah. So my main thing is what's Lenny about? The
I
dance.
don't know, but I don't think, because, I mean, what is Lenny? I mean, Lenny clearly must have been someone at some point, but now the Lenny that we see, are we always seeing the Shadow King, or is she someone separate?
Yeah, because I'd like in the club. like you see her and you see Oliver at the same time. So it's like if they're one and the same, why is he seeing them both separately?
Well, because they're not one and the same, are they?
Well, if he's absorbed her into him,
Yeah, but then they're both still in him.
yeah, but I don't.
The Oliver that you see that in the real world, that is Farouk. That's the Shadow King, and then the two of them are still inside the Shadow King.
Yeah, but I don't get why when David's in the club he sees both of them. Surely he should just see Oliver. Why when
Maybe,
in
but
the club does
he's
he?
Legion, isn't he? He sees everything. He's used to seeing multiple versions of Farouk. Like, he used to see the big yellow one, he saw the dog. I mean, obviously he works differently than everyone else. Who knows? That's the thing with the show, is like, who knows what's real? We're presuming that's real, maybe it's not.
One thing that like I don't know what the dancing in the club was about. I don't really get that. So all I know is he got zapped into the orb, and it turns out the orb was sent by, I forgot her name. Sid. Sid from the future sent the orb back to take him, and she wants him to help Farouk find his body, which is like going to be the big thing for the season, wherever that is, to put them together. So like, I don't, surely there's got to be something going on, because she strikes me as the kind of person to be like, go on then, kill me. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, oh yeah, okay, like under duress, that should be like, oh yeah, you have to help him get his body back.
I gotta imagine if that is her and she's there of her own volition, he's the one that's in danger.
Yeah, but surely he'd be in more danger if he gets his body back and becomes unstoppable.
We think so, but who knows?
And how far?
Maybe, I mean, you know what I mean? With torture and whatnot, if you sat there seeing someone being tortured, maybe your mind plays tricks on you. Maybe you think they're better off if you do whatever the torturer wants.
I wonder how far in the future she is actually from, because I mean, she looked obviously kind of aged, so I'm wondering how long. Because I mean, he already say he didn't have that. Say he didn't remember that. He was always going to look for the body anyway, because he realised that by himself from what the guy told him. So like so to me it seems like what, about a few years have passed and they still ain't found his body. I mean, surely I don't know whether, surely like if Charles Xavier's the only one who knows where the body is, if we don't see him, then surely we're going to get some fat references.
But yeah, we already have. You know, we had the chalkboard thing last season, right? I imagine we'll get something else like that. We discussed this last season. It's difficult to know like when exactly this is relative to the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Did the X-Men happen as it did in the comics, or was that in the 60s? By which point maybe he's dead by now anyway, Xavier, who knows? Or is Patrick Stewart going to pop up at some point? Who knows? I have no idea at this point. The show's so damn weird, you never know what's going to happen.
My question as well is, that old woman, she was, I think one thing which is a red herring is...
You mean ahead of the thing from last season?
Yeah. One thing I think is a red herring. Do you know, like, when they're walking around the facility, they have, like, announcements and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, this is a new symptom and things like that. I can't remember them specifically, but I think they're things to pay attention to, because I think they're hinting at stuff. So I think maybe some of them, even though it hasn't been like, you haven't seen it yet, but I think maybe some of them are maybe affected by whatever it is. I guess those I'd consider them teeth chattering people. I guess they're like sleeper cells. Like, as soon as the Shadow King gets his shit together, then they're just going to turn front page and it's going to be mayhem. You know what I mean? Because at the minute they're getting collected and put in one specific place to be looked at and stuff like that. So I rate as soon as he gets himself sorted out, they're just gonna like snap into action. Um, what was that old woman when she was kind of tweaking out, breathing in the smoke and stuff, and she saw that weird like centaur thing.
Mm,
Yeah, I wonder what that's
I have
about.
no idea.
Because
No idea.
I think
What's she freaking out about? Is it because the husband's gone again?
I guess so. One of the battiest lines that made me laugh, maybe not batty, but it made me laugh, is when her and that guy were in the elevator and she just dead eyes him and she's like, and I think he's like, oh, how do you know you can trust him? And she was just like, he's my man. That made me.
Oh, I loved it. I don't care.
That was joke.
This is a good. I much prefer the relationship in the show. It is kind of doofy, but I'd rather that than some melodrama.
I just couldn't. Yeah, it's sick, but that bit just completely, because obviously her and the woman were talking about it, and I think just the way she said it, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, because I think she said similar things last year. I can't remember, but it seems they're going to stick. I did wonder if they were going to, because near the end, it seemed like he was going to, David was going to like make out in a dream or whatnot with Lenny. Like, is that the Shadow King trying to seduce him? Is that Lenny in his head has a thing for David? I can't work that out.
Well, they kind of hint that apparently maybe is still slightly under control and stuff like that, but you could put that down to his like repressed memories, because obviously stuff happened, because I guess he gets that image from her saying find the body, and then that's what's still like a period of time of a year where like it's brought them to this point. So I guess there's going to be flashbacks. So I guess whatever happens at the club, whether he goes round with him and stuff like that, because they don't know where he is now. They don't know where Oliver or the Shadow King is now. But yeah, whatever. And obviously he made that necklace for her and is like, oh yeah, I had this made up for you. And then obviously the future her has that as well. So I wonder if like, is he up to that point, was he bullshitting and then he remembered it, or has he kind of always known and is playing dumb? That because obviously the thing is keeping from her is that he had an image of her from the future and stuff like that. So my question is, has he always known that? And he was like, oh yeah, I can't remember anything, or did he literally like couldn't remember anything and he just like remembered it there and then?
It's a good question, because it seemed to me the latter, but I'm not sure they were definitive about that. Because he was just lying in bed, if I remember rightly, wasn't he? So it's not like you could have a moment where you clocked in on his face as if where he could give you a sign that he's either remembering or this is the shock to the system. Because he was sleeping, it's like, what's he doing?
Yeah, and then
does he even remember, or is it a subconscious thing?
Afterwards, he was kind of standing over her in pajamas and stuff like that. So like, yeah, but I liked it a lot. Is there any other parts you'd like to discuss before we get onto numbers?
No, I think that's pretty much everything. Did we see? It was quite a small cast last season. So off the top of my head, is this everyone? We get everyone back?
Yeah, I thought the bit at the start with her and the cat was kind of good as well. Because I didn't realise it at first what was going on, but she was holding the cat, and obviously her power is to put herself. So obviously when she was like doing that, it was the cat, and like the cat was talking because it was her. I thought that was I thought that was kind of cool. I like that. 8.5.
Yeah, I'll give it about the same. I thought it was great. Stylistic, it's fun to watch. I do feel it's like something I'm going to sit down and watch the episode again before next week, because I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, the one thing with me is something feels off about the guy with the basket on his head. I feel like,
Who's the guy with the basket on his head?
do you know that the guy
This is
who's
what I'm
like,
talking about, missing things. Who's the guy?
the guy with the Chinese or Japanese guy with the basket on his head, and he's got the three women with mustaches, and they were like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
talking to him like, he's interesting, I guess, but I feel like he's just gonna whip the helmet off, and I mean, whether he's someone or not, it's still gonna be interesting because he's saying how like he was experimented on as a kid, so he'll probably have some weird robot head or something under the basket.
I'm struggling to get a read on the guy, with like the walking stick or the guy that was like eating the ice cream and whatnot with David.
Yeah, they're kind of buddies now, I guess.
Mm.
Because he's kind of always worked with Division 3, hasn't he? So now they're all kind of together. I guess he proved to be kind of trustworthy.
If that's something new, they're in like a new place now or something.
Yeah, Division 3.
Does it? Do we know who's like? Is he the head of the division? Do we know who actually leads the thing?
Yeah, the guy with the basket on his head.
See, that's what I mean. I've got.
And they actually explain that. They explain that quite simply. Because
Oh,
they
good
had the
lord!
different things. So yeah.
I've got to pay more attention. I've got to watch it again because there is the kind of show where they'll drop small hints like that, like the Shadow King thing, like from what was that, the second episode of last season. Just a tiny thing which explained all I needed to do was realise what that was, and almost everything made sense to me from that point. So
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, those announcements over the tannoy and stuff like that, I think there's something going on with the blonde woman that I think maybe she's infected and stuff.
Interesting. Oh, we'll see.
Because she's tweaking out and stuff like that, and really she's not going to serve any other purpose. I mean, no offence to her, but yeah, but I'm telling you, those things where it's like, oh, symptom update, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I think there's something. So yeah, I'm Sam.
Matt.
And we'll flex next time on the Superhero Hub. Holla.